This is the part that I wanted to get for you. And again, yeah. Just tell me when.
How is he supposed to answer while simultaneously chugging water? I don't know, but hey, who am I to doubt this detective? I mean, he's been cracking cases since before this guy was ever born.
I don't need a polygraph. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. I don't need a polygraph.
And just how long is that, you ask? Well, let's start at the beginning. March 2nd, 2023. High schoolers are doing what high schoolers do best, messing around somewhere they absolutely should not be. This time, it's the abandoned Boysville Correctional Facility, a creepy, graffiti-filled husk of a place. And what do they stumble upon? Kyla Sadowski. Wrapped in a tarp, discarded like an afterthought, Kyla had been shot 3 times with the final bullet point blank to the head, sealing her fate. A cold, deliberate execution. And at the rotten core of it all is Bryn David Wesley Smith. Just 21, but already neck deep in deceit, manipulation, and murder. See, Bryn had been stringing Kyla along, playing the role of a charming suitor while setting her up for a deadly trap. And where does he invite her? Why, where else but the most romantic spot ever, a shut-down juvenile correction facility. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is, but for whatever reason, Kyla accepts Bryn's invitation. But once she enters the decaying shell of Boysville, she finds herself trapped. Because waiting inside are her killers. Stephen Bales, Kaylin Marie Ramsey, and of course, Bryn himself. And they don't waste any time. The attack is vicious and senseless. The motives? A tangled mess of old grudges and twisted loyalty. Stephen had once been romantically involved with Kayla, and rumors swirled that the planned murder of Stephen's ex was a macabre wedding present from Stephen to his new wife, Narina. Others whispered that Kyla had provoked Kaylin Ramsey in a heated exchange, with Kaylin's grudge escalating into deadly revenge. Of course, upon the discovery of the body, the Michigan State Police had no leads, but one thing was clear: this wasn't random. Kayla's murder was planned. But here's the kicker: these masterminds who had planned Kayla's murder had zero plans for what came next. So naturally, after the murder, they just went home. Yeah, they just carried on like nothing had happened. Then, at some point, reality hit them. If someone found Kayla's body, they would be so screwed. So back they went to Boysville, where they came up with the brilliant idea of tossing a tarp over her and then dousing the place in body spray. But it turns out that a half-hearted tarp job and a splash of Axe body spray aren't exactly the gold standards for crime scene cleanup, and so those mischievous high schoolers who just wanted to check out Boysville to play spotted Kayla's body almost immediately. The second the discovery of Kayla's body hit the news, Bryn and group panicked. Everyone scattered. Stephen and Narina could have gone anywhere, but no, they had to pick North Carolina, where getting police footage is next to impossible. It's almost like they knew I'd want it. Bryn, on the other hand, hightailed it to Ohio, where police did hook me up with the footage of both his arrest and his in-custody interrogation. So, let's roll the tape.
My job is that information again. What I'm seeking to do is find out where you're at and where you fall on the scale of, and don't answer this is not a question. I just want to put this in your head. Are you a shooter?
Okay.
Or are you a periphery involved, maybe got sucked in? So the only person I get that information from on where you fall on that scale is, and don't answer it, don't say a word, is that information has to come from you. Nobody else has it.
Right.
And if I don't get it from you, guess where I'm going to get it from? Everybody else who's involved. Right? So I don't want to do that. That's not fair. This is what goes back to happen to you when you said that you got arrested and nobody ever asked you a question. So they don't get your side of the story, right? So if the way I put it is, if you and I get in a fist fight and you beat my ass, you walk away, and when I get up I call the police, they only get my side of it because you're gone. And if they don't ask you side, you get arrested. Right? So not the exact same thing, but what I'm after here, and I want you to understand from number 5, is that you're in control. You can tell me what you want, or you can you don't have to tell me anything if you don't want any particular subject. I'm okay. In fact, I would prefer that you don't, if you waive and we're talking and you're going to lie about something, that's only going to hurt you later. That's not where we're at anymore. That was where you were at 2 weeks ago. That's not where we're at right now. And I'll explain that to you if you want. But if we get talking about it, if you don't want to talk about it, just say, detective, move on. I don't want to talk about that. And we'll pass by that and talk about something else until you're satisfied. So the point is if you start answering, if we start talking, and then you want to stop answering whatever it is after, let's say I just give you some information, right? And you want to stop, we stop. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
If you want to talk and then later you want to stop answering questions, we stop. And I just lodge it to jail. We're all good. We're done.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand 5?
Yeah.
All right. So if you waive your right to have a lawyer present and later change your mind, very similar, the questioning will stop until you've talked to a lawyer. You understand that one?
Yeah.
Right, so if we start talking and then you said, hey, whatever, that's good too. And I'm don't give a fuck neither way. I'm here to listen to what you want to say. And again, for me, it's not a question. Do not answer anything yet till we get through this. But I am here to find out where you want to go. Because, and I'll explain it to you eventually, but TikTok, time is running. And things have changed drastically in the last week. Right? I mean, you had police contact this weekend. You were in Ohio with detectives a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Things have changed a ton. So wait, don't say anything.
No, this isn't even about that.
Oh, okay.
So, the other day, literally 3 days ago, why was I not arrested then? When I was literally put in cuffs because I was hit by a car.
Good question. Give me a second.
I was hit by a car 3 days ago.
Let's go through this. Remember what I told you I was going to do, right? So I read you the rights. Is there any one of those 6 rights you want me to explain any differently? That's the best I can explain them. We read them out loud, we talk about them a little bit, but a lot of people have the wrong impression of what it means.
Right.
So as long as you have a clear understanding of what it is and you are in control of what you say and don't say, I'm good with that. And if you, like I said, you want to talk about something, whatever, man, I don't care. That's up to you. It's your ass, not mine. Sorry, that's just the way it works. So 1, do you understand each of the rights that I explained to you?
Yes.
Okay, very good, yes. And are you willing to give up these rights and answer my questions at this time?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so what can I answer for you first?
Of why I wasn't arrested 3 days ago when I was hit by a car if I was wanted.
Well,
if I had a warrant.
Because you weren't wanted 3 days ago. These warrants are new.
Then how do they just come out of nowhere? And why?
They're not out of nowhere. We've been investigating this since well, I can't give the exact date. Since like the 3rd of March.
But why am I being the only one being questioned and talked to?
It's my assignment right now. So I'll preface our conversation with this.
I've given them locations of other people, and I'm the only one apparently.
Because, to put it frankly, the information you provided to Detective Peterson that I was reading about last night, there's a lot of bullshit in that. And that's okay. I get it. It's okay. But that's not what I'm here for. There's so many things that we have proven wrong about the statement that you gave Detective Peterson. Is ridiculous. And please don't take offense to that.
I would like to see.
I will show you all of it if you want. But that's not where I want to focus on, right? So what I'm interested in with you is, again, some of this stuff is going to sting a little bit. You understand that this is not going away. This is top of the food chain shit.
Yeah.
I have a dead person.
Yeah.
And I have multiple people who killed that person in one form or another, right? Because if you're involved, what I'm here for with you, and this is what I asked to do after reading, and please forgive me if I'm wrong, but the stuff that you told Peterson, I don't want to go over that stuff again. To me, that's dumb. I want to know where you want to go from here forward, right? Because as all this so there are things that I will tell you about this case, and there are things that are not appropriately for me to tell you about at this particular time. And I can't explain that to you. You're going to have to trust me a little bit that as a detective, I am not allowed just to tell you everything. It's just like I told you don't have to tell me everything. Right. I cannot tell you everything because of where we're at.
Right.
But rest assured, I have probable cause to believe that you're involved in this homicide to the point where they issued me a murder warrant for you. Now, what I'm interested in is at what point it is. And again, so that's going to sting a little bit. That's not a fun case, and I can feel your stomach turning right now. You're a 20-year-old man. You're just.
The only thing I really don't like is the fact that I'm going to jail, and I'm not the one who fucking did it. That's what gets. It's not even making me angry.
That's what I want to talk about.
It pisses me off.
So let me ask you this first question: did you pull the trigger to kill? Hold on. Did you pull the trigger and kill Kayla Sadowski?
No, I did not.
Exactly.
You want the person who did it?
No, wait. See, here's the thing.
See, that's
here's
what
the
gets
thing.
me, because everyone says no.
I believe
Why
you,
not?
and that's a great starting point for us. That's exactly what I wanted to get through and be able to talk
But
to
I
you
told
about.
him the same thing.
But the other parts that you didn't tell him are the parts that I'm interested in. So, damn it. Let me tell you this. Based on what you told me, I will believe you. How about that? I believe you did not pull the trigger.
I hope so, because why would I kill my own ex-girlfriend?
So, and when did you date?
Just forever ago. No, it was forever ago.
Well,
this when Celeste still lived in her mom's.
Let me ask you this. Before we start getting into what you're telling me about when you dated and not dated and contacts you've had, you realize that we have all of your Facebooks, all the messaging back and forth, all the text messaging calls, all that stuff.
Oh, I gave him my phone.
We have them.
I gave him my phone.
Do you understand how we get to this point? Because there's information contained in those communications that leads me to you being in handcuffs in my car. You understand it? But it's not that we don't have everything. My job here today is I need to understand what you want to do. Do you want to? And I am a detective sergeant with the state police.
I want to get somewhere so I can talk to you privately.
All right, let's do that. How about we go to the
Not on the
post?
side of the street.
All right, rock and roll, brother. We'll go to the post and we'll start over again. Sound good?
Sweet.
All right, let me tell these guys.
Just saying it because we got cars going by the window.
Yeah. And there's things that you probably don't want to talk about. Hey, Potter, we're gonna roll to the post. We're good. So,
Or did this audio there, but I'll take off.
So again, my job here today, and we'll go over this again, and you can ask me as much as you want. My job here today, it's not to work with you. My job is not to screw you, but if you didn't pull that trigger, you want to talk to me. Because my team is the ones who do it. So I want to find out from you where you fall on that scale between pulling the trigger and maybe somebody who just got roped into some shit. And again, realize, here's what I want you to think about. Think about all the shit, all the communications that you have done back through, I would even say January, but February 14th, 15th, 16th, that front time frame.
When Steve got married?
Yeah, right after Steve got married. I want you to think about all the communications you sent and received from Steve, you.
I was with Steve.
Yes, but there were some communications in there that are very, that lead to this.
Just like when he told you guys multiple times we were in Florida, or not that we were in Florida, that we were in Arizona, and he kept telling you guys we were in Arizona. I'm pretty sure you know that, if you know everything else.
Yeah.
So we weren't actually in Arizona, and I was forced to agree with that. I'm gonna let you know something else now, and I don't, you can use it against me or not, I don't much care. But when we were in the car, there was a part of me that wanted to say you guys were in fucking Florida. But you know what he told me? You let these fucking cops know where I am, and you're gonna be next.
Exactly.
Thank you. You're gonna be next. I'm gonna be next. Okay.
This is what I want to get into you with, because when I say I don't work for you, I don't work against you. But if that's the information is true and you're giving me the truth, and I don't want bullshit, I want the truth. Because if you give me the truth, it'll withstand the investigation, right? So the information that you provide me becomes very, very important to the fact that basically, if you want to use me to better your position through the truth, I can do that.
Well,
but if I don't know it, I can't do it, right? So
don't bring Peterson in the room.
That's what we're here for.
Like him.
That's fine.
He's the rudest dick ever.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked to let me do this. just so you know my background, I've been working narcotics for the past 12 years, so the way that I operate is a little different than...
I noticed you're everyone else's student here.
Yeah, so I'd rather look like you. So I get where you're coming from. I've spent the last 12 years in crack houses and heroin fiends, and I get it. You're not them. You're a little smarter than my average person, but the argument comes down to the same thing. My goal today is to find out where you fall on that scale of what happened, and then not only that, what happened, which is, we'll go to that first, but then more importantly to me is why you did that. And if it's something to the fact that you just said that you're forced to do it, I need to know that information, because I will present that information. But we need to talk about that.
Then let's go do it.
All right, let me do that.
While you're at it, I hope you guys got people in Florida getting Steve's ass too.
We're gonna talk about that. Maybe you can facilitate that. We're gonna talk about
the information he needs.
Well, we're gonna talk.
Use that and everything.
No, and this is the other thing. Just like you have the right to tell me to stop, please allow me to tell you that, and please don't take offense to it. But I've been doing this job for 33 years, longer than you've been alive.
Where there's somebody at?
No. I want the information, but what I will not put up with is BS. I don't want to be dragged around.
BS.
I know,
I was
but just
giving you the apartments of where he lives right now.
Okay, well that's great information. But I want to talk about. We'll get that's like the third thing. First, I want to know about the day of the killing, number one, and then after that, once that's laid out, you can explain to me why. And I think I already know why, because you just said it, right? If you're forced into do something, are you really responsible for that? I don't know. But if I don't have that information, I can't present it.
If you're in a car and you get a knife held to your throat and you're told to do something, I'm pretty sure you're going to do it.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. But we need to know what to do it was first before we get to the why. Does that make sense?
Right.
So let's do that. Just come around and get you out. Come on now, boss. Oh, sorry. Welcome. Got a water for you. I'm going to stick it in your pocket so don't forget. It's nice and cold. Go in this way.
They got one cup on sideways, one cup on the right way.
We'll fix all that when we get in the room there. Have you ever been here before? Look at you, being helpful. I dig it. Going on in. Good morning, sir. Just gonna go upstairs and have a chat. Thank you. Sorry, go upstairs right there, boss. Up? Yep.
Where's we going to go straight?
Go straight up the steps and turn right. And I gotta go get my books and stuff out of the car, so I'm gonna put you in the room and have you sit here with somebody for a minute. And I gotta leave the cuffs on because we're in the state police station.
Right one?
Yep, I'm gonna fix both of them for you.
Where do you want me to sit?
Got the chair right there. Can you fit in that chair? You want a bigger chair? You're a big boy. That fit for you?
Perfect. Just need that right cuff fit, and then you're good.
All right, just stay there for a minute. Hey, Rob, can you keep me on here for just 2 minutes? I got to get my stuff out of the car.
Just don't put any weight on it.
Try not to.
Leaning back or nothing like that. So
That's why I'm like sideways forward.
yeah.
Could you help me with one thing at least?
What's that?
Get this water out of my pocket because it's weighing my pants down.
Water out of your pocket?
Yeah, you put it in my pocket when we got out of the car. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Did they give you that water? Or was that your water?
He did.
He gave it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. My guess is he's gonna take you out of those cuffs here in a minute anyway.
I hope so.
So yeah, we'll get you squared away. As soon as he gets up here, he's probably got a key on him. So if not, I got one in my office. I'll bring it over, okay? Is there anything else in your pockets? No?
So they've already checked me.
They checked you already? Okay.
They checked me as they pulled me out the house.
Okay.
I told the one dude he was an asshole. He was.
Okay.
I don't know who it was. He was a dick.
Alright.
All the other officers were pretty nice. They were cool because
Just
I
the one
didn't.
guy.
I didn't fight. I didn't run. I didn't do anything. You know.
Yeah. It's usually better that way.
But the one guy, he was just like, "Fucking listen, turn around, put your fucking hands behind." Like I came out of the house with my hands in front of me, all fingers wide open. What's going on?
Right.
Because I seen sheriffs walking up the side of the house. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
I can tell you right now that Sergeant Pogorski here will treat you with nothing but respect.
Well, he is. It's
but,
cool.
Yeah, he'll
Did you fix this cup?
No, I don't have a key. I was waiting for you to get back up here. And,
I'll get him.
It's just the right one.
This one's okay?
This one's fine.
I'm gonna loosen a little bit
This
anyway, and I know because I take them off, but dude, you outweigh me by about 100 pounds. So
No, I ain't gonna fight you. Could you
Alright.
cuff me to the chair?
what's that?
You cuff me to the chair? The thing I'll be sitting in?
No, you're fine, dude. I don't want to fight. Oh, I see. They got you cockeyed.
Dude, I don't know how they got it, but it hurts.
Yeah, it's just because you're big. Hang on a second. There we go. Now, hold on. Woo, you got some big wrists there.
Yeah, that's.
All right. So there. How's that?
They just kind of. Sometimes if they get twisted, kind of.
There. Better.
Perfect.
All right. Have a seat.
You want to double lock it so it don't tighten.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I don't want it to tighten back up.
So,
On the other side.
see, just such good old, 'cause you can't see.
Okay.
I'm just feeling around.
Know what those glasses on top of your head for? Here, I got it.
I'll check one. I can't fucking see it.
That won't tighten on that yet. This one double locked. Oh, nope.
Woo!
Just set back up a little bit. We'll get you comfortable, I promise. These weren't made for
Tuck it on the front
comfort.
so I can drink my water. Where's that some
What's that, boss?
problem or no?
What's that?
Tuck me to the front so I can drink my water, or is that a
Here,
problem?
I'll tell you what. I will help you drink.
Okay.
I'll leave you handcuffed for now. So it's just a pain in the.
Now you're,
Yeah.
now
You're so wide.
Yeah.
You have such big shoulders. I don't want to. What I don't want to do is take them off and put them back on. So you just tell me when you want to drink. I'll speak to you like a child. How about that?
Cool.
You good then?
Yeah. As long as we're rolling, we're good.
Yes, we're good to go.
All right. Okay. So now we have privacy. I guess just to go back to where we were, the information I want to deal with mainly is the actual the shooting itself to start with. The whys are more important to me, but the steps that happened that day are important because when we start talking about the whys, which are more important for you,
Right.
because again, my goal here is, after reading it, I get the flavor from that there may be some, I guess, I'm going to ask you eventually, is there coercion involved, right? So you're a 20-year-old kid. How old is Steve Bales?
Steve, 43, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
44.
So can I run through with you before we jump in? Well, first, what other questions you have for me?
That's about it.
All right, because this is fair. This is not just me hollering at you. You tell me what you want to tell me. Again, you don't tell me what you don't want to tell me.
Right.
You're in control of that information. But rest assured, this is about as serious as shit gets.
Yeah.
And where you fall from being somebody who pulled the trigger, right, to somebody who might just be, and thinking that's a great start point for us, because that's
You're gonna have me all the way down here at this hand.
But realize the only person who gets me from here to here is you.
Right.
Otherwise, so when you start thinking about, I'll lie or leave this out or leave this part out. Don't do that, because it's gonna set a red flag off. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive.
Well, that wouldn't help me anyway.
Exactly. The only thing that's gonna help you is the truth.
Yeah.
And if that information helps you use me to work for you for that truth, to go from wherever you're on that scale, you need to fucking tell me.
Yeah.
That's all we got. That's all you have right now. Otherwise, the point of it is you either have to trust yourself and the information you know that slides you down that scale, or you're gonna have to trust Steve Bales and Kaylin in an arena with your life.
Yeah, no.
Because this is a serious...
He's already threatened my life like 5 times.
But you understand what you're facing here. This is serious fucking shit.
Yeah.
Down here is really fucking serious, as big as it gets.
Yeah.
Down here may be a place to go. So, in the grander scheme of things, you need to decide, not that they're telling me about the who, what, where's. I know that. That's why you're sitting in handcuffs. I already know it. The why you got there is what I'm interested in. So it's not the actual act, but we're going to review that because we have to. To get to the actual, I can ask proper questions. But ultimately, this is a good chance for you because once this opportunity passes, that's why I said TikTok, because the time's wasted. As soon as you leave, I don't have any other access to you. I'm not going to come. I'm going to move on to the next people. So if you don't tell, if I run with this report that Peterson wrote, if I run with his report, there's no reason to even be here. In fact, we had a discussion about this, and I said, please let me talk to him. I want to understand. And the first question that we asked, did you pull the trigger?
No.
Did you shoot Kayla Sadowski?
And you know what I told him in the room?
Mm-hmm.
You got a polygraph test, but they know I didn't do it.
You didn't pull the trigger.
No.
That's the best start point that we can have at.
And that's exactly why. Before I even said
because
no,
that moves. And again, I'm going to take a leap of faith here, and I'm going to trust what you're saying is the truth. I can see in your face you didn't pull the trigger. I don't. Me personally, I don't think you did.
Because I didn't. I can take.
But we need to go. We need to go. That's why we have to go through the events of that night, because that tells me what you did and didn't do, and it's going to sting. It's not going to be fun for you.
Oh, I know, but I want to tell you something.
Go
you
ahead.
guys keep, because Michael Peterson said the same thing. I want you to take me through the events that happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I can only take you through so much because me and my girlfriend were in the living room on the couch
We weren't.
for most of the night.
If that's what you're going to stay with, we're done. We can go right to jail because I'm not here. We need to set these ground rules.
Because I was not in his room when plans were being made. I was threatened to help.
That's what I want to get into.
But see, you wouldn't let me get that far.
But we have to go through the events first. You're not going to convince me that you weren't there. You are not going to convince me.
No, I'm going to tell you I was there.
Okay, you were there when she was shot.
But I didn't pull the trigger, nor did I go in the building.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So
I was a driver threatened by my life. Do you want to go see your fucking dad? Do you want to be with your mom?
Yes.
Or you want to fucking live?
save the why.
Exactly
Save the why, because the why is more important. But we want to get through the whole driver thing, right?
There you go.
Yeah, I want to. We can start from.
Because I know you guys have camera footage of me driving. Yeah. I know you guys got the footage from where I picked her up. I'm not stupid.
Exactly. And where did you pick her up at?
At the fucking corner store.
Which corner store?
What the fuck's the name of it? I don't know. It's over by the bridge.
And when you say her, who is she?
Kayla.
You picked up Kayla Sadowski at the corner store by the bridge?
Yes.
What road?
Is it front? I'm pretty sure it's front. Front and whatever road goes with the bridge over by the high-rise.
What high-rise? I'm not
pretty sure it's Rossler.
Off Rossler.
I'm pretty sure if I'm not.
So you
not
picked
right
her
then,
up.
I'm not
Which
sure.
car were you in?
The little one.
Okay. And I'm not being smart.
Because I know you have this stuff.
Yes.
I'm not dumb.
We already know.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of the why. So that's a good place to start. So if I'm short with you, if I'm short with you, it's just because one, I'm not from Monroe, so I don't know all the things, and two, I know the players, but I want to make sure that we're talking about the same people.
Yeah.
Right. So let's start from there. What day or date did you pick up Kayla in the black car? It's on footage. It's on video.
I don't remember the day. I think it was the 15th or the 16th.
It's the day she's killed.
I'm pretty sure it was the 15th or the 16th.
Okay, so the 15th or 16th
I wasn't more
of what?
concerned about that. February.
Okay, 15th or 16th of February. What time of day is it?
When we did it, when I picked her up, it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
10 or 11
So
o'clock at night.
you pick up, you just pick up her, are you alone or are you with anybody else?
Oh no, there was someone else in the car.
Who was with you?
Steve.
So
laying on the back floorboard of the car.
So when you say Steve, who is Steve?
Bales, he's technically my cousin by marriage.
And how long have you known Steve Bales?
About a year and a half now.
Okay.
I haven't known him long.
Okay. So what day do you think is it? February 15th or February 16th?
Pretty sure it's the 16th. It was a couple days after his wedding.
Okay.
Because his wedding died down first.
So you go and you pick up Kayla Sadowski. And how long have you known Kayla for?
I've known Kayla for about 6 months at that point.
And you dated at one point, so you
Yeah.
saw her frequently. Did you have like sex with her at some point?
No, we never had intercourse, actually, me and
Okay.
Caleb.
But you were in a dating relationship?
Yes, we never had intercourse.
Okay.
We never even really met face to face, and we never actually kissed.
How did you meet her?
I met her online and through a friend.
Okay.
So,
All right. So, so let's go to, this is a great starting point, then we'll go to the whys. February, we'll call it 16th. February 15th, February 16th
Cool.
of this year, 23.
yes.
You pick up Kayla Sadowski in your black,
It was Steve's.
what's that?
It was Steve's, but it's black. It's a Mercury, I'm guessing.
Black Mercury, small sedan, 4-door?
Yeah.
All right.
It's got a wing on it and shit.
Like a wing on the back fin?
back, yeah.
Does it have stickers on it? What are the stickers on the car?
The stickers, there's only stickers on the dashboard,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Except there's a sticker up in the front on the hood. It's a big Grim Reaper.
On the black car?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. So there's a Grim Reaper on this little black car. So you pick up Kayla Sadowski at, you said the corner store?
Yeah.
And that's by a bridge in Rossler?
Yeah.
Okay, and forgive me, I just don't know the
That's where because she was homeless at the time.
Where was she living?
Under the bridge.
Oh, so how did you, if she's homeless, how did you arrange to pick her up?
Because she had a phone and I had a phone.
So what was the conversation that led to you picking her up?
Hey, where are you? What are you doing? Nothing. Off work. What are you doing? Nothing. You want to hang out for a few? Well, there was Steve's chance because he knew I was talking to her. Yeah, you better do that.
Okay. So does she think, and I'm not sure, does she think that you guys are dating again at this point on February 16th?
I'm guessing because she called me babe at one point.
Okay, so what makes you think that she's
I
now,
didn't like that.
what makes you think she's now, she believes that you two are together as a couple?
Because she called me babe for like 3 times. I didn't say anything, but the 4th time I said something.
So
about
before
it.
you picked her up
Well,
on
wasn't-
February 15th or 16th in the black car with Steve hiding in the back seat, if I got anything wrong, correct me. I'd just like to kick it back out so
Okay.
we're on the same page. When was the last communication you had before that? Was there any communication that made her think that you guys were together as a couple? Any like pillow talk type of stuff?
The most I can think that she think we were together is when I said, I love you, you're a really good friend of mine. And I said that on Valentine's Day because she called me and said, I got chocolate for you. I said, oh, I love you, you're a really good friend.
Okay.
And
So that's the day before.
Yeah, that could have led her to believe, you know.
So
we're
based on the
together.
fact that you told her you loved her, and when did she give you chocolates?
She didn't give me chocolates.
She said she got it for you.
Yeah.
But in that same communication.
Yeah. But
Which-
I never received chocolate.
So after that, you know, she loves you or you love her. She's
But
your
that
friend.
was just as a friend.
Yeah, that's okay. But when you tell somebody you love her and she says she's got chocolate and then you call her up the day later and say you want to hang out. So do you think that she had the impression that you guys were going to start dating again?
Most likely.
So you may have, did you tell anybody else that? Did you tell them, hey, we're just friends or I'm going to start dating Kayla? Because you said Steve knew of the opportunity.
He knew that I was talking to her, but he
Did he
didn't know how.
that you
He
were?
just knew that we were in
Well, let me ask you
communication.
this. In telling her that you love her or her getting the chocolates, did it kind of get in your head that you wanted to date again?
No, because I don't see
Just-
anything with her.
Just be friends.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
after the first time, it was,
But she may have thought otherwise based on the I love you.
yeah,
And the fact that she got you chocolates.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day.
yeah.
Okay. So we go fast forward from there to you picking her up at about 10 o'clock at night at the party store at Rossler near the bridge. You said she's living in a tent or something?
Apparently, that's what she told me.
Okay, so she's living in a tent. Where's this tent?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because when
Okay.
I picked her up at the party store, I seen no tent. Unless it's under the bridge
Okay.
or somewhere around
So
there or something.
you
I
had
had no clue.
you had arranged picking her up through a communication.
Yeah.
And Steve knew that you were going to pick her up.
Yeah,
How
which
did
is
he
why-
know that?
Because he's seen my conversation on my phone. If you lived at his house, he takes your money, he takes your phone, and he pretty much pleases as the fuck he wants to.
Okay. So he had access to your phone to know.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me
He
about the
could have
conversation.
access.
Tell me about the conversation. We may get into a little bit of why, and that's okay. We're going to stay on that date. Tell me about the conversation that leads to him, you said hiding in the back seat under something?
He was hiding. No, he wasn't under nothing. He was in all black. It was night outside. You couldn't really see
Okay,
him
so-
forward.
so he was
looked
laying
behind
on-
you. It was just black.
Is Steve as big as you?
He's a little skinnier. He's not as fat as me, but he's a little taller. But he was just crunched up.
All right, so he
not
got
as
in the
big as
back
me.
seat. When you went to go pick her up, he was hiding.
He was in the car.
He's hiding on the floorboard.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about that conversation. How does he get in your car when you're going to go
It's
pick up
not
your
my
friend?
car, it's his car.
Oh, okay.
So he told me, you're going to use my car, I'm going to come with you, and this is the plan.
What was the plan?
That's what I'm figuring out. Because I wasn't even in the room when they made a plan, if they made a plan. Because
Okay. All right. Well, don't worry about that.
hold on, I want to tell you something.
Go ahead.
Hours before this had happened, when I told you I was in the living room, hours before this had happened, I was in the living room smoking pot with Cece, which is his not biological
Sierra.
daughter. Yeah, Sierra. We were sitting there, and that whole time, the door of the room was locked.
What
Marina, Steve's room.
The bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marina, Steve, and Kaylin were the only three in there.
And you didn't hear what they were talking about?
No, you can't. There's a wall. I was sitting there smoking weed, playing music.
Okay.
I had no care of what the fuck they were doing at all.
So at some point you said, hey, I'm going to go pick up my friend Kayla Sadowski.
No, I said, oh, I got a text. Hold on. I'm going to go show this to Steve. I went and showed it to Steve. I said, yo, Kayla's texting me. Okay, cool. And then I go back out to the living room, keep texting her back. She says, oh, I got your chocolates, tried to FaceTime me. I didn't accept it because I was high as balls. I was smoking pot. So she's like, you didn't answer my phone call. I was like, I got your chocolates. I was like, oh, thank you. I love you. You're a really good friend. You want to hang out? Sure. Steve makes me hang out with her.
Okay. So what's the conversation when he says, okay, here's the plan. I'm getting in the back seat. We're going. What was the plan? What were you going to do with her when you got there?
I didn't know what was happening.
Okay.
That's the thing. I did not know they were killing her.
No. Not in there yet. You're getting ahead of me.
Like in the car?
Yeah, in the car. What did he tell you?
He got in the car. When we got in the car, he said, I'm going to be on the floorboard. You don't say shit about me, and I'm going to be really quiet. You're going to take her to where I told you to, which was that place.
Did he tell you to take her then, or did he not tell you what the place was until she was in the car?
He told me as we were pulling up.
Okay, so that's a good place to start. So as you guys are pulling up, he's hiding in the back seat, and he tells you you're going to take her where?
You're going to take her to that juvenile center that's over by our house.
Did he call by name?
No, he just said the juvenile center.
And you knew what that meant?
I mean, it's the only one over there, and it's pretty...
Where is that? What streets?
I know it's Netto and something else.
Netto?
Netto is the long main one, and then there's a side street. I don't know the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's War or Pilot.
And realize they're not from Monroe. So this building, this juvenile detention center,
Yeah.
it's abandoned.
I'm guessing so, yeah. I mean, there ain't been shit in there for years. All the windows are out.
So you've driven by it before? That's what
Yeah,
you told
I mean, that's the way to the highway.
Is there?
You drive by it every day.
Is it like a house? Is it
No,
a
it's a
big
big
building?
building.
It's been bigger than a house.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
For sure. It's got a gym. It's got a chapel.
It's got a gym and a chapel.
I mean, it has to.
All right,
There
so-
says gym on the side, and then you see a big church out front.
Okay. So it's a big. Is it brick? Is it wood?
It's brick.
Big brick building.
Yeah.
And is it right on the road or is it off the road?
It's off the road.
Off the road.
Like, I'd say a good 50 feet, maybe.
Okay. So it's off the road.
Yeah.
And it's abandoned. Is it like are there lights out there?
No, it's literally complete pitch darkness.
Okay, it's very dark.
Literally, there's nothing.
Okay.
When you pull in, you literally have to be looking over your hood to see, because you can't see much more than whatever your headlights touch. There's no light to be found at that place.
Okay, so let's go forward from there, right? So you're talking to Kayla. Steve basically says, and we'll get into the whys. I think I already know the whys. And hold that thought. We're going to go through the events first. He says, hey, I'll be in the back floorboard. I'm going to be hiding. You don't say shit, but I'm back here.
That I'm back here.
Yep. And when she gets in the car, I want you to take her to this juvenile detention center on Nadu Road.
No, he said take her to the juvenile center by our house.
Oh. So
Which is
again,
the
I'm not
only
from
one over
Monroe.
there.
So how far is this juvenile detention center from your...
2 minutes.
And when you say your house, which house are you talking about?
3200, the apartments. So
Chestnut Hills?
This is the apartments.
Yep.
That's the building. Well, here we go. This is the Boysville building.
Mm-hmm.
This is Netto Road.
Mhm.
Goes down to a light, and Chestnut's like right here.
And you were in which apartment?
I was in 112.
Okay, that's your house when you stay at your house.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the apartments. You go down to the light, take a right, you go down Netto Road. It's like halfway down.
Okay.
And then the other halfway is the highway, which is you would get on to go either way.
All right, so let's go forward. What do you remember? What Kayla Sadowski was wearing when she got in your car?
Black and white dress and a purple coat.
Black and white dress.
Black and white
February
dress.
16th or 15th.
Yeah. And purple coat.
It's kind of cold, huh?
Yeah.
Why would you wear a dress when it's
That's
freezing
what I
outside?
was wondering.
Did you ask her?
No.
Does she look nice?
She looked nice. I mean, she always looks nice if you pick her up.
That makes sense. So,
She's just heavy.
so let's do this. You pick her up. In the black car. Steve's hiding in the back seat.
Yeah.
She gets in. What happens next?
She puts her purse on her lap, and I start driving around. She asked me what we're doing. I told her I was going to get high.
You started driving around where?
Back towards the apartments.
Oh, okay.
From the bridge to the apartments is like a 10-minute drive.
Okay.
So you got like 10 minutes to just sit there, you know.
All right.
So
So did you guys stop anywhere? Get anything to eat? Get something to drink?
It was just straight there.
Just straight there.
Yeah.
So this
So
is what time of night do you think this is?
10 or 11 o'clock. Somewhere in between
10 or 11 o'clock?
Somewhere in between. It's dark outside.
So you're doing what you were told to do.
Yeah.
You're driving, you pick her up. You didn't say anything about Steve.
Nope.
And you're driving to Boysville.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Do you drive directly there?
yeah.
No stopping, no eating, no drinking, no
No,
nothing?
she questions me when I pass the house.
When you pass which house?
The apartment building.
Oh.
When I passed the apartment building, once I turned on the Netto Road, she asked me where were we going, and I told her, I'm just going to get high, you know, because I really didn't know what to say at that point,
Okay.
because I didn't expect that question to be asked, because I don't do that shit. So you're like, okay, well, we're just gonna go get high right here outside this building. I'm gonna pull in right here, and this is where I'm gonna get high.
So you're going to get high behind the building. So again, I'm not
I'm gonna
familiar.
roll up, you know,
Where do you guys pull in? Off a Nadu Road or is it
off,
the other road?
off the Netto Road. There's like a little
Okay.
Netto. There's like a little trail, and it goes down into the back.
To the back side of this
To the
building?
back side of the building.
And that's what you told her you're gonna put on there and get high?
I literally stopped right in the middle of the thing, put it in park, shut all the lights off, and turned on the light
So you stopped where? On the trail or behind the building?
behind the building.
Okay.
Stopped there, turned on the front light where our light, so it was just me and her, not
Like
to
the
light
overhead light
up,
in the car?
not to light up the whole car.
Okay.
And when she had gotten her in the car, she had a scarf. It was a red scarf.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's still in the car. 'Cause she didn't take it out, I don't think.
Red scarf in the black car?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she had tossed, like, when she got in the car, she took it off and just tossed it back there. And it ended right on him. So where his arm was covered when the light came on.
Okay.
By the red scarf.
All right. What kind of purse did she have?
It was not even like a purse. It was more so like a book bag purse.
Like a backpack kind of?
Yeah.
What color?
It was white, like a cream white with
Cream white?
flowers.
Cream white with flowers? What happened to that?
Ah, Steve.
Okay. Never mind. So let's go to what happened next, right? So you pull in
I pull
to
in.
Boysville as directed.
Yep.
You stop, you
I
turn on
stop.
the dome light, turn everything else out. It's pretty dark except for the front of the car.
And I rolled up a joint in front of her, so she, she thinks, okay, he's actually getting high. I rolled up a joint and I sparked it. I asked her if she wanted it. She said no. Cool.
She didn't use drugs.
No. She smoked weed, but it was very rare. That's
How
why
often do you smoke?
I smoke whenever.
Okay.
So often. So she was like, no, I'm good right now. Okay, cool. So I hit it a couple times. I put it back out. I got out. She follows.
So you got out of the
I
car,
got out of the car.
and she followed you.
Yeah, I got out because it was getting way too smoky in there. I couldn't handle it no more.
Okay.
Because I have asthma. So I got out and I started smoking. She came next to me. I said, hold on, because my joint went out. So I'm going to go back in the car to get a lighter. Well, Steve gets out. She
So
yells.
where did you walk to?
Nowhere. I didn't walk nowhere. I just got
Just out of the car.
Just got out of the car, shut the door, and leaned up against it.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, and you could still see me right there.
All right. So what happens next?
So when I got out of the car, she got out of the car and followed. She walked around the car and came next to me, sat there, stood there next to me while I was smoking. Just talking, whatever. How's your cousin been? How's Celeste been? Because she knew Celeste, they were best friends.
When she said, "How's your cousin?" Then who's she talking about?
Celeste.
Okay.
Because they were best friends.
Okay.
I'm sure you could tell by that on Facebook if you've been through it. It's everywhere. Just Celeste to Kayla. So, at that point, Steve gets out of the car and she says, "What's this?" And I said, "It's Steve. He's getting out." And at that
Did it
point,
scare her or what?
at that point, everything just went silent. Even I went silent. He looked at me and he grabbed her by her hand and took her in the building. I got in the car and I waited there.
Okay, so let me back up. So, this is again February 15th or 16th. This is about
10 or
10, 11
11.
o'clock at night. You're get back to you smoke a little weed. When he gets out, what does she say?
Nothing. She's just like shocked, silent. Like,
Okay.
why? Like a why is he
So
here?
I've heard that Kayla is not a pushover. She can be feisty, right?
Yeah.
Is Steve? Does he have a gun? Does
He had a gun.
knife?
That's why I was threatened. That's why I did what I did, because he had a gun.
So Steve had a gun.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the gun. What gun did Steve have?
It was black. That's all I know.
Do you know the difference between a revolver and a pistol?
Yes. It was a pistol.
It was a semi-automatic pistol.
It was a pistol. Yeah.
Big gun, little gun.
Yeah. If I had to call it close to any type of gun I had seen, I would say it was about as big as a Glock 19.
Okay, about the Glock 19. Was it a 9
About
millimeter?
that size. I'm not sure. I stayed in the car, and it was black outside. All you could see on the gun was the neon lights.
When did Steve acquire this gun? When did he have it? Did he show it to you before he got in the car?
No, there's a person he knows though that lives in Detroit Beach, and the dude has like the military arsenal. Okay, I know his first name is Alex. I don't know his last name.
Describe Alex to me.
Very, very tall.
Okay.
Very, very built. He's kind of slender, and known to fuck shit up.
How old is he?
24.
Okay, so he's a kid basically.
Yeah.
So a 24-year-old kid, Alex, lives in Detroit Beach. What does Alex do for a living?
He does something for DTE Energy.
DTE Energy?
Yeah.
All right, so...
Kid's got like the military arsenal in his house though.
So he's got a lot of guns?
Oh yeah.
Okay, how do you know that?
Because he was always at our house. And every time he came over, he had a different gun on his side.
Okay. So do you think he got this gun from
I'm
Alex?
pretty sure.
What makes you say that?
Because Steve don't know anybody else gangster enough with guns like he is. This dude walks around with a different gun every day. Dude's got a different gun for every outfit.
Who is that?
Alex.
Okay, not Steve.
No.
Okay. Do you know when he got the gun from Alex?
I have no clue.
You just think it was from Alex because he's the one who has
Pretty
gun.
sure he comes over all the time, and he comes over with
Okay.
a different gun every time.
All right, so let's talk about that gun for a second, and we're getting into a little why. We'll get into the why after we go through the rest of this. When do you become aware on this evening? When do you become aware that Steve Bales is armed with a gun?
When he gets out of the car and he hears,
Okay, did he show it to you before he got in the car?
nobody threatened my life, so I knew he had like a knife or something at least.
We'll do a little bit of the why. What did he say before he got in your car and hit in the back seat?
I told you, you're gonna do what the fuck I tell you. You're not gonna say shit that I'm back here, and you're gonna tinker to that juvenile center over by our house.
Or
Exactly what I said.
or what?
Or you're dead.
Okay, but you didn't see the gun ahead of time.
No.
So
No,
you
I'm pretty sure he had like a knife or something on him, but he
So-
always carried a pocket knife.
so you didn't see this gun until he gets out of the car.
Until he gets out of the car, I still didn't even see it. I heard it go,
Well, how do you know it's a Glock 19 black gun?
because after he done his and he pushed it up,
What do you mean he pushed it up?
like he put it to her. Pointed it at me, pointed it at her.
So he
Don't
put-
say shit, don't leave.
All right. So
Like for me not to leave him in there.
So he gets out of the car. And he pulls this pistol that's about the size of a Glock 19 that's
From
black.
wherever. Yeah.
He's got it in the right hand or left hand.
Right hand. He grabbed her by the left.
And you said when you make the sound, what does that mean?
Like
What is that?
he loaded, like you know what I mean? Like he had clocked it back, like it's ready to fire. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing in the chamber at the point.
All right. So he racked.
He racked the gun.
around. All right. So he. I'm not sure how you familiar are with firearms,
Not
but
familiar at all.
but he did something with the gun that made you think that he was putting a bullet in the chamber. Is that
Yeah.
fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like.
Okay. And that where do you get that knowledge from? TV, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard it before.
So after he racks, we'll define it. After he puts a round in the chamber of this pistol that's the size of a Glock 19 in black,
yeah.
you said he put the gun up to Kayla?
He put it up to her back. But before he put it to her back, he pointed at me and said, "Don't you fucking leave, don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Just get in the car." So at that point, I got
You
in the car, relit my joint, shaking to hell,
Okay.
turned the car on, and I just sat there. Once he got back in the car, he said, "Leave." After that point, we went to Ohio, we took the highway.
All right, well hang on a second. Let's go slow from there. So he puts a gun, Steve Bales puts a gun to Kayla's back
Mm-hmm. Not at first, he points it at me first.
and tells you to get in the car.
Tells me to get in
What
the
does
car and
Kayla
don't
say?
leave. She don't say nothing. She's literally in shock.
Okay.
Like, you can tell in her face, like, what the fuck's going on type of thing.
Okay. So he puts the gun to her back and then you say he takes her by the hand and leads her where?
Into the building, I'm guessing.
What part of the building did he go into?
The first door that was open right there where you pull up. In the back of the building, there's 3 different doors. Like when you pull in, your headlights are shining on the building. You can see 3 different doors and they're all open.
Oh, okay.
One has a filing cabinet in front of it. One has like a bunch of plastic wrap in front of it, and then the middle one's just completely open. He walked her upstairs.
There's no doors, just a doorway?
And there's a door, but they're all open.
Oh, like propped open?
Yeah, they're all
Okay.
open.
Now, is
And
this...
all the windows are busted
You said
out.
there's a gym there. Does this lead into the gym, or does it lead into someplace else?
I'm guessing it leads straight into the gym, because when you look at that door, there's a little hallway, and then when you look at the side of the building, it's just big windows, which I'm guessing is a gym.
So you think this middle door that you're describing next to the file cabinet, what, goes directly into the gym, or goes
Yeah.
into a hallway that leads to the gym?
Which, a hallway that leads to the gym.
Okay, so
Which I'm guessing because there is a ball there.
there's a what?
A ball.
A ball.
Like a basketball.
Oh, okay.
Like someone went there and played there or something.
In the gym there's a basketball?
Yeah, there's a basketball there. Like, not in the gym, but outside the gym. Like, outside the window, you see a flat basketball. So I'm pretty sure there's a
it's just
gym.
like in the parking area.
Yeah.
Outside the building or in the...
Right outside the building.
Okay. All right, so he enters with Kayla Sadowski into the hallway, and he's got a gun to her back.
After that, I got in the car and I don't know.
What happens next?
I got in the car and
What do you hear?
I'm sitting, that's what I'm about to tell you. I'm sitting there for about 5 minutes. Everything's completely silent. I'm sitting there hitting
Pretty. So if I got you right, car smoky. Did you roll your windows down?
a little bit. I cracked them.
So your windows open to air the smoke
Yeah.
out. So it's not like you're in a contained. You're
No.
in a car with the windows that are open even a little bit. But it's February.
Yeah.
Is the engine running?
No.
So-
Engine's not running, the lights are off.
Lights are off. Windows cracked.
Engine's not running. So you
Engine's
can
not
hear-
running, so it's
you
pretty-
can even hear the wind.
It's pretty quiet.
It's pretty quiet.
All right.
So all you can hear is me toking on the joint. That's literally all you can hear.
All right. So you go back to smoking when they're inside.
Yeah. That's
All right.
when he told me to get back in the car, I got back in the car and just lit my joint.
So what happens next?
About 10 minutes of after sitting in the dark, all I heard was stop, boom, 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 Steve, and then nothing. And then about 5 minutes later, Steve came out and got in the car. You want me to keep going?
Yeah. Hang on a second. We'll go back in a second. But go ahead.
He told me, let's go.
What do you say happened?
He didn't tell me anything. He just got in the car and was just like stuck. Like he didn't want to turn his head, he didn't want to look at nobody or anything. He just was looking.
Okay. So let's back up and go through that slowly. You're sitting there, and what's the first thing you heard?
Was stop.
Stop. Who said stop, you think?
It sounded like Kayla. She screamed.
You sound like Kayla screamed?
Yeah, stop.
So how far are you from the building now? I'm just trying to get a picture in my head.
Ugh. 15, 20 feet maybe.
Oh, so you're right up on the back. Are
Yeah.
are you by this door that leads to a hallway, or are you by the gym?
So here's the door. I'm parked like right here.
Pull up straight towards it?
I'm parked like right here. So like the headlight was beamed onto the door.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So you're fairly close.
Fairly close.
All right. So after about 10 minutes, you hear stop.
Stop, and then I heard 3 shots, and then I heard Steve, she yelled Steve, and then I heard nothing, and then he came outside like 5 minutes later. When he got in the car, he didn't say anything, didn't do nothing. The only thing he said was he got in the car, he looked out the window, put his seatbelt on, and said, let's go now.
So describe for me we'll go through the stop. And describe for me you called them gunshots. The 3.
I mean, boom, 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 has to be gunshots.
Okay. So you hear 3 shots, and what sequence do you hear those shots? Is it like boom, 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 or is it boom, boom, boom? What
It
was
was
the
boom, boom, boom.
like 3 in a constant run?
Yeah, it was just dum, dum, dum. Like he was meaning for him.
Like he was what?
He was meaning for him.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like he wanted them all to go out in the same rate. Like they didn't skip shots or nothing. It was just dum, dum, dum. It was in a row.
3 shots in a row.
Yeah. It wasn't no dum, dum, dum or anything like that. It was just 3 shots.
3 shots, and you hear who yells Steve?
Kayla. You can tell it was a girl. You can
We
tell
know
it was
Kayla's
her.
voice. You dated her, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So-
you could tell it was her.
So based on your knowledge of Kayla's voice, you think the stop was Kayla?
Yeah.
And then you thought when she yelled Steve
was Kayla.
was Kayla.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens next?
He came out, got in the car. He didn't say shit to nobody. He didn't look at me. He didn't nothing. He just got in the car and said, let's go. And when I said go where, he said go to the highway and go to Toledo. So I went out, and if this is the building, like I told you, the highway's right here. You go out, you go right, go to the light, right before you cross the bridge, go to the other intersection and go that way. Take a right, and you're going out to Toledo. 30-minute drive here in Toledo.
And you guys went to Toledo from there?
Yeah.
Did you go back to the apartment?
Yeah, like an hour later.
She went to Toledo and then you came back to the apartment?
Yeah, we went to Toledo, like out of Monroe, and then went back to the apartment like an hour later.
Where'd you go in Toledo?
We went to Sidelines and sat in the parking lot.
Sidelines, what's that?
It's a bar and grill. It's like a
You know where that's at exactly?
Alexis Road, I'm pretty sure.
Lexus Road?
That's what I'm thinking.
So you're in the black, it's a 4-door car?
Yeah.
So you're in the black 4-door car and you go to, what was the name of the place?
Well, Sidelines.
Sidelines, and you, why don't you guys, you just went down and parked there?
Yeah, we just parked
So you went to Sidelines and you parked where?
in the back.
In the back?
Yeah.
Like,
Where the employees would park.
and what do you guys do?
Just sat there.
What do you talk about?
He didn't talk, that's the thing. He didn't say anything. He rolled his window down and was just looking at the sky.
So the whole way there,
He didn't say nothing.
And when you
The only
guys get
thing
to- he
talking
doesn't
was
say
the
nothing.
radio.
what's that?
The only thing talking was the radio.
Okay, and then an hour later you guys do what?
I went back home. I was playing music.
So when you said home, you
So
went
the
back
apartments.
to apartment one. So how far drive is it down to Toledo?
25, 30 minutes. I mean,
Nothing
it's
said that
straight
you go
shot.
back. You go back to the apartment.
Just music playing.
All right. What do you guys do at the apartment?
He goes in his room, closes the door and locks it. And I'm guessing him and Narina and Kaylin do whatever. I go back and I just went on my bed and got on the covers because I was literally didn't know what to do.
Okay. And what happens next?
It's a new day. When I got up, I woke up and it was a new day and I just had to act like nothing happened.
Did you guys go anywhere?
No, we didn't go anywhere for like 2 or 3 days.
So you guys stayed in the apartment for 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah, we
Stayed
didn't
in
go
a row.
Yeah. Then after that, he was like, "All right, so we're gonna go on our honeymoon. We're getting trip plane and we're going to Florida." Yeah, that's what he told me. He told me I was.
So
the
you
driver.
guys stayed in Monroe. And when I say you guys, you, Steve, and Steve just got married in Arena.
Yeah.
And Caitlin were all staying at the apartment 112.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 days.
CC was too.
And what you guys? So what was the plan to go where?
It was Florida. It was his honeymoon, apparently, to the beach, because Narina has never been.
Okay.
So apparently the trip was to the honeymoon to Florida, and I was his driver. Well, we drove there. On the way there, we got a call from you guys.
So were you was really his driver, or is just getting into the why about why you went? We'll get into
No,
that.
I was his driver.
Are you driving because
He
you
makes
want
me
to?
drive everywhere.
That's what I'm getting into. So what's the why behind? So you're not
You
just.
don't drive.
But I'm just saying, you're not going with him on his honeymoon to drive because you're being a good friend.
No.
Why are you going with him to drive on his honeymoon?
Because I was made. And plus, who would
Because
know
you were made what?
to drive him?
Why do you think?
I had no clue.
Yeah, you do. We already talked about some of that. Why are you made to drive?
I mean, most likely because I was threatened.
Okay. What would have happened
But
to
he
you
didn't
if
threaten
you?
me to do that.
What would have happened to you if you chose and you said, "Fuck you, I'm not driving you to fucking Florida"?
I would have stayed.
And what would happen to you?
I stayed in the apartment.
Okay, so you weren't forced to go to Florida.
I was technically in a way.
Well, that's what I'm
Because
asking.
I need a fucking driver.
So-
You're going to be the one to do it.
So if you say no, I'm not
That's
doing it, what
technically
happens
forced.
to you? Yeah. What happens to you if you don't go to Florida with them?
I don't know, because I went to Florida, so I didn't find out.
So let me ask you this:
The most
if it was just up to you, would you have went to Florida with
No,
them?
because why would I go with someone on their honeymoon?
Okay. Yeah. Hello. Right.
Right.
Right. So that's what I was getting at. So when you decide to go to Florida, it's not because you want to drive him or you're doing him a favor. Why is it that you're driving him to Florida?
Because I was threatened.
And he's going to do what to you if you don't drive him to Florida?
He don't tell you what he's going to do. His words are, don't do it or you're going to be next. That's his words every time.
Okay. All right. So
He-
this whole thing about you going to Florida because you're driving him is not the truth. The truth is you said it. Why are you driving him to Florida?
Because he's making me?
Yes. So why do you think that he's going to Florida? Do you think he's legitimately going on honeymoon, or what do you think?
I believe one of two factors. I believe the fact that he actually went on a honeymoon, and I believe the fact that he's running too. Because
Okay.
he said he was going for like
I
2
get the
or 3
honeymoon.
days.
Because what?
He said he was going for like 2 or 3 days, and he's still there. And when we got there, it was kind of weird. He changed his hair color. He dyed his hair black. And you know those things you can buy at Walgreens that change your eye to a completely different color, but they're like contacts?
Yeah.
He bought those.
Really?
Yeah.
So he changed his eye color and his
His
hair.
eyes
Did
are
you ask
green.
him why?
No.
All right, let me ask you this. You said, I get the honeymoon. You said, I believe he was going on a honeymoon because you just got married, right? You just get married on the 14th.
I believe the honeymoon part because when they went to the beach, I stayed in the car.
So let me ask you this. What do you think happened to Kaylee Sadowski inside of Boysville with those 3
I
gunshots?
believe she was shot.
Okay. So you believed who killed her?
Steve.
All right. So you believe Steve killed her. All right. So you believe Steve killed her. And so we're getting back to the whys, right?
I want to tell you something first.
Oh, go ahead.
Here's what I don't understand. I have a video. I'm pretty sure you've seen all the videos. Yeah, right? So then why does Kaylin say she did it? That's what I don't understand when it was just me and Steve.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to get back to leaving on the honeymoon. You said there's 2 things. You thought he was really going on a honeymoon, which I get because they just got married.
Yeah.
Which would have been
And they did a lot
February.
of stuff.
You said you were there for a couple of days, so it would have been like February, I don't know, 19th or 20th?
19th when we left.
Okay.
Something like that.
So I get that. But you also said he was running. And what would he be running from? What did he just do?
He killed somebody. Most likely.
So what makes you think that he was
Running?
not only on a honeymoon, but also running?
Because when we got to a different state, he automatically changed everything, even the color of his car, and made me do it. Threatened me to change the color of his car.
What color did you do to his car?
It's very, very bright blue, kind of like that.
What'd you guys do to it?
It's spray painted. It was a black car, and now it's blue.
Okay. So he changed his car. He changed his eye color and his hair color.
Yep.
And maybe you didn't ask him directly, but what information did you receive from him that makes you think he's running, other than changing those things? There had to be some conversation.
No, I didn't ask him on why he did that because I didn't think anything of it because Narina changed her hair color as well.
So Narina changed her hair color.
Her hair was blonde. It's now blue, which matches the car.
All right. So after Steve kills Kayla, did you talk about that? I mean, you're not going to convince me you guys.
I asked him why did you do what you did. He said I don't want to talk about it.
All right, so tell me about that conversation because there's no way
that was the conversation.
You're a pretty direct guy, right? When you're getting arrested, you're not scared anymore. You tell that guy. I told him he's an asshole. You told me that repeatedly. I get that. You're a pretty straightforward guy.
He's a fucking dick.
Even if something, and that's 6 armed men with bulletproof vests. Exactly. So it gets me to my point.
You were sure what they were.
But you're right. So it gets me to the point where I believe he's threatening you. We're getting to the whys. We're going to talk about that more. But I don't believe that you just wouldn't say anything. You're smart enough to articulate and talk to him.
Why did you do what you did? Because I know what you did. I heard it, right? Obviously, I heard the scream. I heard the
so what? And don't be afraid to say what it is. I already know. I know Kayla Sadowski was murdered. So in this conversation,
I heard the bangs. I went up to
when did this conversation happen?
The next day.
The next day when you guys woke up? So you still apartment?
Not right when I woke up. I would say about 5 hours of me being up.
Because now you're kind of concerned, right?
Because he came out in the living room, looked at everybody, and went back in his room. And he did it a couple times. And the second time when he came out there, nobody was in the living room but me and Cece. She already knows because I told her what happened. I told her, last night, me and your dad went and got Kayla, and this is what happened. I'm not sure.
What'd you tell Cece?
Everything I told you.
Well, tell me what exactly you told Cece.
Me and your dad, we went and got Kayla, dropped her off at the center, at that juvenile center right there over by the Pilot gas station. And she said, yeah. And I said, yeah. And I said, I think your dad killed her.
Okay.
And she seemed shocked after that. I told her not to say anything.
So this is the day after the killing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing she did because he just kept keeping a stare at me. So then I actually grew the balls and I was like, so why did you do what you did? Because I think I know what you did. And he told me, I don't want to talk about it. It's nobody's
business. Did you ever
business.
confront him? And I don't see you, I'm sorry, just your personality and who you are, I don't see you just baby pussyfooting around him.
No, it wasn't.
You were directed. So tell me how you directly, the conversation you had with him about
so if you were standing, right, if you came into the room and you looked at me and you walked away, you went back to your bedroom, you came in here and you looked at me again and just stared at me. Kind of gave me like a cockeyed look. You left again. The third time you came in here, I said, yo, why did you do what you did last night? Because I'm pretty sure I know what you did. It was no...
There's no pretty sure. You know what he did.
It was no baby shit.
Let's start from there. Are you pretty sure or are you sure what he did?
I'm sure he did.
You're sure he did what?
I'm sure he killed her because you heard the 3 shots. You heard her scream.
Yes. So what did he say? Was there any conversation, or what did he say to confirm that for you?
He didn't confirm that. He looked at me, said it's not your fucking business, and walked off.
Okay.
I left it at that.
All right. So what happened to the gun? And I already know.
I was told by Kaylin that it was thrown in the river.
Okay. No.
Which is
And
when
this
I
is
was
back
on
to the
video.
day after. Who comes to the apartment?
Who comes to the apartment?
Who came to the apartment the day
Alex.
after? And what happened?
Oh, I'm pretty sure you gave Alex the gun.
How do you know that?
I mean, would just seem like you getting your gun back. Come over to get your shit, all right?
Okay. So let's talk
But
about
I was
that.
told it
So
was
this
thrown
is
in the river.
the day after.
Yeah.
Right? You've had sort of a discussion with Steve Bales
It wasn't
about.
really a discussion. He told me not to mind my fucking business,
Yeah.
basically.
So tell me about when Alex comes over. What happens? Because I want to know what they told Alex too. Now that might not have
They
a
always go
conversation
in the
with you.
bedroom.
What's that?
They go into the bedroom. So everything that happens in the bedroom, don't ask me because I don't go into the bedroom.
I was in that place, dude. If I was in the bedroom,
So you've seen where my spot was in the
but it's so small.
corner. Oh, yeah.
There's no way you can't. Anyway, so tell me about when Alex comes over. Is it before or after you tell CC
Oh, it
about
was before. This was like morning time.
like when Alex came over?
Yeah.
So what happened when
No,
Alex?
it was morning time when I told Cece and when I confronted Steve. He didn't come over till later in the day.
Like what time?
I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock.
Oh, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
All right, so walk me through that slow. And again, you're not going to convince me. I searched that apartment. I was
Yeah.
part of that team. If the guys were whispering in the bedroom, I could freaking hear them. The place it's smaller than this room. It's tiny.
But you can't hear him if you got a speaker going.
Okay, well, tell me about what happens
Sure,
when
you've
Alex
seen the
gets there.
speaker.
Tell me about what happens when Alex gets there.
They go into the bedroom, and on his way out, Alex, peace out, man. Have a good day. You too. Be safe. Every time.
So what makes you think they gave the gun back to Alex?
Because he came over and it's his shit. Every time he comes over, he has a different gun. But when he came over, he had a gun on his hip. So I don't know. That's why I don't believe that. And I believe that Kaylin said she threw it in the river, which I believe, which was on video, which you've seen as well.
So you're telling me you have no information about a conversation between Steve Bales and Alex about giving this gun back and about him telling Alex that he killed Kayla?
No.
And you're saying they met in the bedroom and you couldn't hear?
Exactly. Because
Okay.
I have a speaker going at all times. I'm sure you've seen my speaker.
So how long were you in Florida with him?
I'd say like a week and a half, and then he had the church, people from the church, wire him money. He told everybody that he was going to come back. So everybody.
How long do you think you were there with him for?
About a week and a half. 2 weeks.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And you guys together all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to keep an eye on you.
He don't let me leave his side.
Yeah.
Like if I'm walking down, if I get up and I start walking somewhere, he gets up and he'll walk with me.
Okay.
I can't never go somewhere alone. If I go into a public bathroom, he goes in the public bathroom as well.
Okay. So my thought is that just based on who you are, and he's pretty open about things, what conversations did you guys have about either hiding your identity, all right? We talked about the hair and the contacts
Yeah.
or whatever, but more importantly about
He told
Kayla's murder.
He told me he wanted me to change my hair color. I told
What?
him no.
Why?
You're asking me.
So again, just like with you, the most important part of this conversation that we're talking about is not like you said, we have you on video picking
Yeah.
her up.
I know that.
We have all those things,
Yeah,
right? And
I'm sure of it.
So that's
I
not.
told
I need
you.
to review those because the more important part is why. So when he says, "Hey, I want you to change your hair color," why?
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 I didn't ask. I didn't ask why.
I don't buy that from you, brother.
No?
I
Well,
think
I
you
didn't
are.
ask
I
why.
think you are a very strong-willed young man,
I didn't.
and you're
ask
not
why,
taking
sir.
shit from even a guy that you're.
But why? Why?
Yeah, why would he have you change your hair color? Why did you
There's
change
no
his?
point.
Did you ask him? I don't see.
I didn't ask why. He said, I want you to change your hair color like me and Narina did. You know my response? No. My hair's fine.
Exactly.
He didn't say anything after that. There was no why.
I don't see you
There
being a
wasn't
sheep
life.
and not asking questions. You're
No.
not that. That's not.
Well, I
your
just told him
personality.
no because I'm not doing nothing with my hair. It's growing out for the next 10 years, just like I told my mother I will let it do.
So you're telling me that
If I was giving you some bullshit, then you would be Peterson. You're not getting no bullshit.
you're telling me that you guys did not discuss Kayla Sadowski's murder. You did not discuss Kayla Sadowski's murder with Steve
No.
or with Narina.
The only person I announced it to was Cece, and I told her what happened.
Okay. All right. What about the whole Kaylin videos?
She was acting really weird the same
Obviously,
day.
they're not real.
Right. The same day.
So tell me why they're not real. Because you said you
because
witnessed
Steve was the only person in the car.
Yeah. So why are the videos of Kaylin saying that she shot this girl? How did those come about?
I'm gonna tell you for that.
Right.
So we were in the apartments, and remember how I told you I confronted Steve? Like, yo, why'd you do what you did?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well, Kaylin was acting weird after I said some shit like that. After he went in the room, about an hour later, that whole day, Kaylin acted really weird. You know, legs shaking, you know, fist pumping, you know, red, pacing around, sweating. Didn't seem right. So when we left for Florida, I called her on an iPhone. You've seen the videos. It was on a call. And I interrogated the shit out of her. What you got is what I got.
Okay, so you're telling me there's no editing to any of those videos?
No. I don't even know how to do that shit.
Okay, so so she's basically confessing to a crime that you know for a fact that Steve Bales did,
do. Yeah,
right?
basically. Basically, she's taking the rap for somebody else.
So yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That don't make no sense. And why would you take rap for a murder case?
It's as big as it gets.
That don't make no sense.
So what happened to her? Did you witness anything that happened to her that would make her confess?
She left.
Does she have a why that I need to talk to about too?
I'm pretty sure that everybody needs to talk to.
Yep.
Which is why I said if you want to, I can lead you right to her front fucking doorstep.
Yeah. Where is Mr. Bales at now?
Lagomar, if he's still in the same place, Lagomar Apartments and Motels. It's in Palm Beach, Florida.
Lagomar? How do you spell that?
Lagomar.
Palm Beach?
Yeah.
Or West Palm Beach?
Palm Beach.
You know what number he's in?
No.
He's just staying in is it an apartment or is it a motel?
It's a motel, but they also have apartments. Like if you rent for like so many months, you know.
How do you know he's there?
Because that's where we were. It's the only place he has to go. It's the only people he knows there.
Oh, it's people.
Yeah,
He's
it's
staying for free.
Narina's sister.
Oh, it's Narina's sister.
That's where.
What's her name?
Something with a V. I can't pronounce it right.
V. All right.
V.
V. All right. So, tell me about this video with Kaylin.
What about it?
So you guys aren't with her when she's doing this?
No.
Where's she at when it happens?
At the house.
At the 112?
Mm-hmm. No.
And where are you guys when you're making these videos?
We're in the apartments in Florida.
Okay.
The apartment motel thing. Which is why you've seen like apartment just...
So does it make sense to you that she would confess to a crime that you said you witnessed Steve Bales do?
No. Only if she was threatened.
Okay. So did you witness any of that?
No. That's one of my beliefs because I was threatened by him.
All right, let's do this.
Big
You've
fucking
given me some decent information.
Threatened some people.
So talk to me, but let's talk the stuff that I'm really interested in, the why. Why did you do everything that Steve Bales told you to do?
Because I was threatened.
You were threatened.
My life could have been taken as well.
So let's back up to we're just talking about February 15th or 16th, you can't remember the day that Kayla is killed.
Mm-hmm.
The day that Kayla is shot at Boyceville. Let's talk about that date. When's the first time? What's that?
What's it called?
You said
Because I was told juvenile.
Juvenile Center, whatever. You called it Boyceville, not me.
When?
Earlier. Either way. The Juvenile Center, when she's killed that day, when you pick her up and you take her out because you were told to, when is the first time on that day that you were threatened by Steve Bales?
Early in the morning.
So tell me about that.
I didn't do the dishes the day before. He told me if you don't do the dishes, I'm going to cut your fucking hands off. That was the first threat.
Okay.
I looked at him and I said, you're a piece of shit. You're not going to touch shit.
Okay.
But I did the dishes, you know.
Okay.
And he threatened you with a knife or a gun or anything at that point?
Well, every one of us carried a pocket knife. Everybody that lived in the house had the same type of pocket knife.
Okay.
Which was a little weird. But everyone in the house had the same green pocket knife.
Okay.
As you see,
you have the same green pocket knife?
Yeah, as you see, it was.
Why do you guys all have green pocket knives that are the same?
We also all had green bandanas.
Why? It's like a gang or something?
No, it wasn't a gang. Steve called it a family.
Okay. So you have a family, you guys dress in green and wear headbands and carry the same kind of knives?
Apparently.
Okay.
Steve called it a
family. So who's in this gang, or this family, sorry?
Me, Steve, well, I was, but I'm not no more.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, Kayla, at one point, Kaylin, is the one who talked on the news. And he's actually wired Steve money, so he's a bunch of bullshit, by the way, so you guys can interview him again. His wife, Chris Freeman, which is another suspect, I think, and then some black dude that I never got to meet, and Alex.
What about Kaylin?
Yeah.
Kayla, was she a part of it too?
I said she was.
Okay.
At one point, till they kicked her out, and she wasn't no more. When he kicked her out, he took her flags, but he'll do that to anybody.
Okay, so let's continue with the why, because this is the part that I wanted to get for you. And again, yeah. Just tell me when. Good. All right. So that's the first time he threatens you to do dishes. What happens next?
It was just a regular day after that. I went and did the dishes, went and sat back down, smoked out of my bongs, sat, played my music, did what I did, petted the dogs, just sat there because I really didn't have a life at that place. It was literally sitting and smoking was my life.
Okay.
And like I told you a couple times, like every hour he'd come out there and he'd just stare at you, give me a cockeyed look, and then go back to his room. Like it was just to peek his head around the corner and look at me. Like to make sure I wasn't doing nothing stupid.
Okay.
Like I didn't know if he thought I was going to call somebody or what. But he would just give me like a cockeyed look every hour.
Okay.
And then the third
time. So he's basically intimidating you every hour?
Yeah. And then the third time I confronted him. Yo, why the fuck did you do what you did?
No,
I'm pretty sure I know what you did.
No, this is, we got the days wrong. I'm talking about the day before you pick up Kayla and she gets shot. When was the first, sorry. You're talking about the day after. Yeah. I want to talk about, let's focus on the day of. Before you go to pick her up and take her to the juvenile center.
I was not threatened that day.
You didn't get threatened until you got out there? But yeah. What about when you said somebody you were threatened when he got in the car?
Well, that's
the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through that again just so I understand. I got all of it's important to me your why. Yeah. So I need to understand that. So what does he say?
So when we got in the car, he said you're going to take her to the juvenile center over by her house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. And as he gets in, I'm looking at him getting in because I'm not even in the car yet. So I'm still standing at the back door because he tells me to close the door behind me. So as I'm standing at the back door, he's crawling into the car. I mean, obviously,
so when he tells you to do that, and he said if your feeling is if you don't do what he says, what's going to happen to you?
I'll be killed.
You'll be killed,
most likely, or very, very hurt.
Okay.
Which he's threatening to slash me. He's threatening to shoot me.
Okay.
We're
making really good progress, right? We went through the killing part, at least parts of it, and I'm not buying all of it, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. Well, I'd like to know why.
Yeah, but the most important thing to me is the why, and we got a little bit of the after too, right?
Right.
But would it make sense to you if I told you the difference between being a shooter, and I'm taking you at your word, I'm trusting you with that you did not pull the trigger.
I was just a driver like I was threatened to.
You were just a driver, and you were threatened to be the driver. And the fact that basically you were threatened to lure her out there, correct? Yep. Would it surprise you if I told you that if you did more than that, it's still under that same area? Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
Because here's the problem. When I talk to you about giving me the information, again, I don't work for you.
Right.
I mean, I don't work against you, but I don't work for you. I'm
right.
working for the truth of what we're talking at.
Right.
There's information in the investigation that says otherwise about your involvement at Boysville. And I can tell you what it is if you want.
Please.
Well, I want you to think before you'll answer this question yourself. That way I don't have to sell it to you because it sells itself. Think about the communications you had on Facebook. I think it's Facebook. I don't think it's text messages. And forgive me on that. I'm not positive.
Messenger.
Yes. The communications you had with Mr. Bales on that night. They don't speak, they speak differently than what it is, brother. They speak differently of what you're telling me now. If you didn't remember that, we're still fresh. I'm good. I'm not Peterson, right? I'm not writing all this stuff down. We started out fresh, but where we need to be is again, think about what communications you gave and received with Steve Bales on the night Kayla Sadowski was murdered. And I don't want to just spit it out to you because I don't want to say like I'm correcting you. You don't even have to answer. Think about it, because what are in those communications?
I don't even remember talking to him on Messenger that night because he was in the back of the car.
It's got to do with you being in that building.
I never went in there. I was outside of it at the car.
About you leading Kayla in there.
Mm-hmm.
I read them, man. I read them myself.
He went in there with her.
Yeah.
I was pointing a gun at him. He went in there with her.
So, again, back to the why.
My feet
Look,
never went into that
so
building.
what I'm not trying to fuck with you.
Which is the same reason I told Detective Peterson, give me a fucking polygraph test.
Hold on.
Because my feet never touched the building of that floor.
Okay. So I just want to make clear, because I'm not trying to fuck with you on this, right?
Right.
Because the only thing on that slide that we talked about that ends up here as opposed to here being a shooter and just being, I guess, for lack of better terms, being used to do it maybe. They might call it accessory or aiding or something, or being a part of it, but not this part of it.
Right.
What gets me there is the truth.
I was an accessory.
So look at it this way. Look at it this way for me. If I take this information to the prosecutor that you're telling me, and he looks at the communications and what you told me, and they don't match, all this does you no good. All this is going to do is make me look stupid in front of the prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm telling you, though?
Yeah.
I mean, there are communications between you and... Do you want me to tell you what they are?
Yeah.
There are communications between you, and I'm paraphrasing because I didn't memorize them, but something about finding the gym inside of Boyceville, and it's all in that same exact time frame that you're telling me when he shot her, and that's you and her back and forth. I will show them to you at some point. I don't have them in front of me. I don't need them, but
I would like to see.
So that's not the point of it. Is if you are trusting me with your information, and you're trusting me with some very awful shit to talk about, isn't it?
It's not some fun shit.
No. But you realize it's like being pregnant. You can't be a little pregnant. You're either in or you're out, right? And right now you're on the door of getting in. Let me ask you this on a scale of
I'm
1 to...
already in there because I told you.
Yes, exactly. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you telling me everything that happened, and 0 being you're lying about everything, where are we on that scale?
I'm a 10.
You're not a 10.
I am a 10 because I drove there and I told you what the fuck I did and I told you what happened.
Yes, but to communicate, here's my problem, is that
I have no reason to lie to you.
I agree, because we're working here.
I have no reason to lie to you.
Yes, so the communications that were
if you
there...
think I'm lying to you, cut it.
And here's the other thing. You realize you're not the only person we've talked to.
That's a lie.
What's that?
That's a lie. Who else have you guys talked to then?
We've talked to a number of people. And again,
Because
I
I'm
told
sure
you,
they
I
should
told
be
you
in
from
jail,
the
too.
beginning, I can't give you all that. So let me ask you this.
If I'm going to jail, I feel like they should be in there as well.
Yeah. So who else was there?
Steve? So why is he not in jail?
Who else was there?
Steve.
Besides Steve.
And
He's not the
Kayla.
only one there.
And Kayla.
And who else?
Nobody.
Yes, they were. Guarantee you they were.
Nobody there.
Yeah, they are.
Who?
That's what I'm asking you. Again, it gets
The
back.
only people in the car that I was in.
And I know we're getting a little. I'm not fucking with you. I'm actually working for you.
It's angering me.
I know.
Because I'm telling you, the only fucking people in the car that I was with was Kayla and Steve.
Yeah, but realize there's other people there.
Okay, and were they already in the building? If so, I didn't go into the building and I fucking told you that. So I don't know.
Okay. Would you understand?
Told you,
that
I drove
we're on
there
that scale.
and I drove away.
When we're on that scale, the shooters and the main planner are the ones that I want, right?
Yeah. And I've just told you
The
what
people
fuck
who
they're
are,
at.
I guess I'd call you more of a
Yeah, look at
perimeter
me.
person. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. We're working this way.
Well, I'm already down
So-
there at the end because I told you what the fuck I did. I drove there and I drove
But you
away.
realize that if you stick with what you just told me, and we're talking about other people involved, and you going in the building, if that information isn't cleared up, and I'm not working against you.
How are you gonna clear that up with me if I?
Because I can tell you what the communications say. The communications indicate you were in that building, 100%.
Go in there. That's why I told. I'll tell you the same thing I told Peter. So
does the communication? She fell for my trap. That you. Does that make sense to you? Do you remember that communication you sent out?
No.
Yeah, this is you. It's your Facebook.
I don't.
Lured her in my trap. I can't find the gym. Well, maybe I can hear you, but you're not here yet. So, do you understand that luring her driving her to Boysville and walking her in the building is no different here? It doesn't put you any closer here.
No.
Because you didn't pull the trigger.
Exactly.
All right, unless you're holding back and you
walk
did.
her into the fucking building.
Well, I'm telling you, there's communications from you that says you did.
Well, I did.
So what I don't want to do.
That's why I said the same thing to Peter said.
Okay,
The same thing I'm gonna tell you is give me a polygraph test.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to end this and then end up.
I'm kind of wanting to because I've done told you my fucking
but
card,
hold on,
and
hold
now
on.
you're not believing me. And
But
it's getting
that's
to me,
part of
I've
my
told
so
you, driver.
So hang
wasn't
on. Let me
nothing
let me understand. Again, I told you I'm not your buddy. I'm not your friend. I don't work against you. I don't work for you. I work for the truth.
I know.
And if you want to, for lack of better terms, use me to better your position, which I
Which
think
I've
you're
already
doing.
done told
Yes, you have. You gave me the
You got
whys.
3 fucking sheets right now.
Yeah. So you gave me some of the whys on what I'm looking for. The problem is everything you told me. So how do I make the prosecutor believe the whys, like you were threatened and all that stuff, which I can see in your face? I think you were threatened.
Because I
right?
was.
Right? So I get that. I buy
No, you're
it.
threatened.
How is the prosecutor going to believe that when the information about the text messages or the messages back and forth, the communication between you and Steve say otherwise of what story you're giving me? If this is false, they are not going to believe the other part. Do you understand that? So I'm not fucking with you. I'm not working against you. I'm actually trying to clean your information to make sure that we've got the right
I
stuff.
told you everything that I fucking know. What do you want me to do? Make shit up?
Well, I would argue
You mean
with
to
you
say
that
that my
there's
ghost
no way
went
on
there?
this planet that you didn't have a confrontation. Just the way you are with me, there's no way that you didn't talk specifically about Kayla's death with Bales.
I told you what I said to him, and I told you
I
what
know.
he said to me.
But I think there's more than that, and that's okay.
There's not.
I'm not going
If
to
there
push
was,
you.
you would have known. You would have wrote it down as well.
There are other people at Boysville, and there was other people waiting out there, and I think you know about that.
No.
But that doesn't, you understand,
There
it
was
doesn't
only
push you anymore up
3
and down the
people in
scale.
our car.
What it does is it helps me support the communications and other information that I'm getting.
Correct. Which I understand that, but
Is there somebody involved in this group that you want to protect that you don't want to talk about?
No.
Not even Cece?
No. She's a whore. That's why she's out.
Do you think that Steve Bales did this by himself?
Yes, I do. Because he was the only one that led her in the building with her. And I even had a gun pointed at me, so why the fuck would I lie about it?
Why do your communications say otherwise?
You're
Tell me
asking
about
me?
those. You wrote them, not me.
I was never in the fucking building, which is the same reason I told Detective Peterson, I'll take a polygraph test, I don't mind.
I'll see if I can pull it up for you. And I'll read it to you directly.
But I'll take another drink of water and another time I'm done.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be smart with you. I'm trying to get to that part of the information
I told you what I did, so.
that part of the information that protects you, right? So my job in doing that, again, I'm not working for you, but I don't want to work against you. If I don't call you out on that stuff, I'm working against you. Is that what you want?
No.
So explain to me, how do I was forced to do this to the prosecutor when, based on the evidence we have that from your own communications to him that night, indicate otherwise of the story that you're telling me.
I love how you guys say I was in the building when I wasn't.
Now let me see if I can find it.
But you're good, other than that, I'm done talking.
Do you understand? I'm not trying to.
I would like to have a lawyer, because this is irritating me now.
Okay, I didn't want to irritate you, but again, all I was trying to.
Because I've told you what I did.
Okay. All right. Are you interested if I find this to show it to you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know it was on my phone. It was my phone. I even gave it to him.
No, this was Facebook. I don't know if you're using Facebook. I'm not sure how you guys actually do that.
My
but
phone?
It maybe, I don't know if it's captured on your phone, but we have it from the night that you talked to him. So again, in Oh, you have it.
Yeah.
Well, he already asked for lawyers. Doesn't really matter,
Okay.
but we can go through that if you want. You want me to give it or not?
I don't care.
All right. And this is just.
At this point.
Yeah, we're all done talking. I'm not. These are not questions, but just so you know. Again, can you hear from you? Can you hear me, Steve Bales? Dude, you got the phones? Grin. Dude, I can't find the gym. I hear you. You're getting closer. Clear. So these are communications right at the time when Kayla gets killed out in.
What's the middle one? What's the last page?
These are just pictures of you guys together. I'm not sure
Where
it's
at?
I don't know. Looks like a Meyer. You guys are at Myers doing something. I don't know what this one is.
What was it wearing?
Party store. Michigan coat. He's got an Adidas shirt on. So. But anyway, I don't want to end on a bad note with you because we're going to talk again.
Hopefully,
if you want to,
Yeah.
when you get your
I would
attorney
love
at
to.
judge for. But realize with that, so what I don't want you to do, you took a big step and trusted me with that much information, which I appreciate. And I hope you get a good feel for me. I'm not here to fuck you. But
You're not Peterson.
but if I'm not asking you
You're
these
not
questions,
like that fat-headed prick. So.
if I'm not doing this, if I don't ask you about this, I'm not doing you any favors. It'd be easier for me to say, okay, whatever, and now you just fucked yourself because by your own communications, this is what was said.
But that's funny though, when I was never in there. So.
Well, it sure sounds like you were, and I think you're going to be able to.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
Yeah.
Like I told Peterson, give me a fucking polygraph test, and I'll do it
I don't
because
need-
they don't lie.
I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need a polygraph. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. I don't need a polygraph.
Well, they don't lie.
What year were you born?
Oh.
Oh my God, you're such a kid. So, take some time to think. I'm not working against you. It's my job. I gotta protect the information that you give me, and this is do you understand? I'm not asking you more questions because you got a lawyer, so don't answer any questions. But I don't want to end on a bad note with you.
Oh, I haven't.
So-
Pretty good.
Okay, so you understand that if I don't ask you these questions, it looks really bad for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Wow. When I told you everything I knew, but yeah, sure.
But this is contradictory to what you're telling me.
Sure.
Okay. All right. That's all. Just wanted to make sure that that we're in a good spot. I'm gonna get.
I got everything you know right there in 4 pages of paper.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to have you sit. You want another drink real quick? I gotta step out, and then we'll get some arrangements made. I gotta take you over to the jail, book you in for the on the murder warrant. We'll go from there. Okay.
How long am I gonna be in there for?
Long time. I mean, unless you can make bail. I don't know what your bail is going to be on a murder charge. You're going to have to get arraigned, and then they'll have a hearing to determine what your bail is if you can post bail. But again, think about
You
what
want you
you
to get everybody else too. So.
think about where you fall on the scale, and what you can offer to reduce down further. Right. This is going to be with your attorney. You can talk about what your testimony would be. But again, if I'm going to put you on the stand to testify, be on our team. I can't have inconsistencies like that. And that's what I wanted to get across. If I have inconsistency, my job is to ask you about
You
those.
don't have any because I've given you what I know.
And I'm sorry, and please don't take this wrong, I don't buy it.
Well,
So
don't have
you need to have a heart-to-heart with your attorney about where you fall on that scale and what you want to do. But with the whys that you gave me, I want to believe those, but I don't believe those when I have these communications. You understand?
Right.
So I'm trying to do you a service. I'm trying to do the information proper. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm not trying to be your buddy.
You're not.
I'm in the middle, and if I have inconsistencies, it's my job
Right.
to talk about those with you, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I know we get a little spirited and whatever. And again, like I told you from the get-go when we sat down, you decide when we end. You decided we're in. We're all done. Don't answer any more questions. But I just want to leave you on a good note that you had the opportunity to do this and explain that.
Yeah.
Okay. All good.
I do have some questions. Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can you hold it for about 2 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. So give me a second here. I'll be right back. All right, boss. Andrew here's going to run you to the jail for me because he's uniformed. You guys know each other?
By him.
Yeah. Please be nice. You've been really nice with me. Can you continue to be nice with him?
As long as I don't get disrespected,
He's not going to disrespect you,
then
boss.
we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So
Is he's not like your fugitive cop?
when you get your attorney, my last name is Figursky, right?
Figursky.
When you get, yeah, it's hard. It's really easy to remember. It's just a Polish name. When you get your attorney, if you want to talk about some inconsistencies, protect that information
Yeah.
so we can use
I'd
it.
love to.
Get with your attorney, have him get with me. We will sit down again and go through all the details you want to,
Cool.
right? So right now I can't go any further just because.
Cool.
So, all right. Just be nice and we'll be good. You might want to search him again. I did not. The
Okay.
team did. They were very thorough, but.
We'll head down to my car, okay?
Bryn David Wesley Smith pleaded no contest to second-degree murder in the death of 23-year-old Kyla Marie Sadowski of Monroe. The plea agreement called for a minimum prison sentence of 40 years, with a possible maximum sentence of 60 years.